Hello, I'm Richard Vobes, the Bald Explorer, out on another walk, and I'm joined today by the lovely Julia. Hello, Julia.
Hello, Richard.
Now, as some people may or may not know, been watching the videos, Julia is pregnant.
Yeah.
It's very exciting.
Having a baby.
She's having a baby. And that made me think, actually, gives me an opportunity to ask you some questions, because I'm all into getting in the outdoors. I'm all about walking through landscape, history, heritage and that sort of thing, getting the old exercise. But I wondered how that affected people who are pregnant, because obviously being a man, I'll never be pregnant, never go through that experience. And
Part of me wants to say you lucky thing.
well, exactly. So I thought we could just have a little discussion really about the benefits and the opposite of benefits, the hardships, shall we say, of being pregnant and walking together.
Yeah.
So I know, well, first of all, how far are you with your pregnancy?
I'm a little more than 3 months.
Okay, so you have signs of it. You've got extra weight now.
Mm-hmm.
In the early days, when you first conceive, obviously you don't have any extra weight.
Didn't know for a few weeks, but
Yes.
then the morning sickness hit, and you kind of become housebound,
Right.
because, well, it feels like to some degree that you've got food poisoning, and then you get to be starving and you want to eat but can't. So it's a careful balance of eating little and often, and certain foods can help in certain different ways, but yeah.
So let's just talk through then some of the benefits of actually walking. I mean, when you're not pregnant and you're just going through life ordinarily, walking has so many benefits that we all know about. But when you become pregnant, your body is slowly, it probably seems very dramatic, depending on how you cope, going through different physiological changes, isn't it?
Yes.
And of course, and I imagine mentally as well, your mind's going through different changes, whether that's down to stopping or preventing you from motivating you to getting and doing stuff that you used to do very easily before. Has that happened?
Yeah, well, it drains you for a start, because obviously your energy levels, you've got to really watch that, because of keeping enough nourishment in.
Yes, because morning sickness is exactly as it's described. You are sick, physically sick.
Yeah, and it's only called morning sickness because it happens 24 hours, it can.
Yes.
It's only called morning sickness because that's when it tends to be the worst. You tend to feel a little better by the evening. Which way are we going? This way?
Let's go up this way, yeah.
This way. So, but yeah, no, so when the morning sickness lifts, I mean, I was torn in two ways. One, am I actually going to be okay? Will I get out there and find that all I want to do is find the nearest public toilets?
Yes.
Not that that's where you really want to be when you're feeling like that, but it's preferable.
Yes,
to being in front of people.
Yes, no, absolutely. So what you're saying is that biology very much takes over. Your body becomes more dominant because, of course, you've got the
first few months,
yes,
because you're incubating something that's constantly changing as well.
Yes. But I guess there's that thing that as you get larger, you're going to find everything takes more energy, saps your energy, and perhaps. And I'm only speculating because I'm a bloke, that if you get out and about in the early stages, if not before, and have some physical fitness, it's going to help you further down the line by building up muscles and building up a certain amount of resistance to just flopping in front of the telly.
Yeah. Well, like I say, I was split because one half of me is like, am I going to be okay? The other half was, I don't care, I want to get out.
Yeah.
And of course, I'd go to get out, and I wasn't actually okay yet.
How do you feel now?
No, I'm doing okay. I'm doing much better,
Yes.
As long as I get up and get something small, but not too much, because that's the key. Little, but not too much.
What?
Food, for me personally.
Yes, yes.
Otherwise, it has the same effect as not eating it at all.
Oh, right, okay. So, another thing then must be that, so you would bring food with you when you go out on a walk, would you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's, I mean, this is, I think, quite useful for partners as well to hear, because obviously, I mean, I've had my 3 children a long time ago, and I'm trying to remember what it was like when my ex at the time was going through the same thing, and she would constantly be eating and nibbling and that sort of stuff, and taking those things with you on walks and things, because we would go out and do perhaps not as many walks as we do now, as you and I do, but so she would constantly eat and also be thirsty a lot. Do you find that?
Bottle of water all the time. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, so take a bag and take something with you.
Yeah.
And what
try
about-
to make sure there is at least one public toilet in the way.
Yes. Yeah, definitely, because
Or be very comfortable with woodlands weeing.
yes. Well, that's it. If you're out in the middle of nowhere, I guess you what
When you've got to go, you've got to go.
exactly what may have been completely something that you wouldn't have done before may suddenly become, well, I need it, I'm going for
I
it.
don't know. I do know an awful lot of people that wouldn't consider it.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
I think. I mean, I might actually be making that up.
Well, are you making it up?
I don't know. Well, that's how I
That's how you
feel
feel.
when I think
Yeah.
about them.
Okay, so as you get larger and bigger, and we've spoken about the health aspects of actually getting physically out, what does the fresh air and being out, say, in the countryside as opposed to in the towns do for you?
Well, like you said, and you said it, fresh air. That is the key thing. I mean,
Yes.
I don't think you've really noticed it to put a finger on it normally, but it is that simple.
I mean, presumably the fresh air is not only good for you, but also good for your baby.
Inevitably,
Yeah, because if you're sitting in a town or a city, we know that.
in a house
In a
with
house.
most windows shut or something.
Yes, but we know that most places are polluted to a certain degree, and so having getting out into sort of woodlands and stuff, but also mental space, I would imagine.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I for one, I do kind of get a bit overwhelmed when there's a lot of people around. London's a nightmare,
Yes.
which is why it was such a big thing when I have managed to go there and walk around London on my own last year. That was brilliant. But I lost my thread.
Yeah. So being outdoors and connecting with nature, does that feel good? I mean, I'm particularly talking when you're pregnant, obviously.
Yeah, yes. I mean, the miracle of life is a connection to nature in a lot of ways. But
Do you find that being pregnant also muddles your thinking and muddles your brain?
baby brain, yes,
Yeah.
yes, because so much of your energy is going into surviving
Yes.
this growing miracle. Blah.
Well, it is a miracle, though,
Yes,
isn't
it is a miracle.
I mean,
It is a
that's-
miracle.
You know, I guess.
Well, I don't know.
You're-
Miracle's a strong word.
Okay.
It's biology.
Okay. But it's still something that you can't do in a lab. We can't create babies in a lab, thank God. And it is something fantastic. But of course, I guess because you can do it, and I can't do it. To me, it seems incredible that what you're doing, having a baby, going through that process and looking after it, is so magical and just amazing. But because it's happening to you and you're getting all the downsides, you're getting that sickness, the tiredness, the
My
out
body
of
not being my
breathness.
own.
Yes, all of that.
Yeah.
And I can sense that perhaps sometimes that can be quite resentful.
Yeah, I mean, it can cause a lot of psychological problems. I mean, it certainly did with my first child. I mean, I suffered quite badly, quietly as well, with post and prenatal depression.
Yes.
On top of, well, being susceptible to depression in the first place. So,
So
yeah,
all-
it was psychologically quite
Yeah.
traumatic
So,
in a lot of ways.
so getting out, I mean, just bringing it back to getting out into the countryside, does that really help with all of those things?
Absolutely. I mean, I am particularly feel a connection to nature. You know, walking out in the woodlands, it's a great sense of relief, a
Yeah.
great sense of connection.
Yes.
There's no other word for
Yeah.
it really. You know, it's where we evolved from. So the natural rhythms of being out and about and walking it's
So
I think it's therapeutic for yourself and the unborn.
Well, I'd be very interested in anybody else's comments if you happen to be pregnant or you remember what it was like when you were pregnant, whether getting out into the countryside and walking and that stuff, how you felt about it. I'd be fascinated to know that. I've got an inquiring mind, and it's an area that I could never understand, never personally feel for myself. I can understand and sympathise and speculate.
And for that reason, that you can't experience it yourself. I think that's even more important, that we do talk about these things and the not so pleasant side of the miracle of life.
Yes, definitely. Well, this has been a very different Bald Explorer, but I hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to follow, like and subscribe. Do let me know what you think. And if you want to help me make more videos, then become a patron.
Subscribe, like and donate.
And donate, exactly. Thank you, Julia, for being honest and revealing about how you feel being pregnant. Obviously, it's a huge subject and everybody's going to feel slightly differently.
And thank you very much for facilitating my getting out and about.
That's quite all right. We're going to make another video now about talking of babies and new life, spring.
Yes.
We're going to look for the first signs of spring. So join us on that one, slightly different. Till the next time, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.